Good evening, Otherworldlies. This is Queen Juliana, your dark mask diva. Alright, Otherworldlies, so somebody on Quora asked me, they said that they were in a relationship with an insecure person. Okay, this young lady said that her boyfriend was insecure and she was having a lot of misgivings about the relationship, and she asked if she should stay with this guy. Now, there's a reason you're having misgivings about being with this guy. There's a reason he's giving you a hard time and stuff like that. Let me talk to you about insecure people, okay? Unless you're giving them a reason to be insecure about the relationship, you should not be in relationships with insecure people, okay? You should be equally yoked with the person you're in a relationship with, okay? If you have high self-esteem, all right, you should be with somebody who has pretty decent self-esteem. You guys should be about the same if that person can grow with you, okay? All right, so there's always somebody in the relationship that has higher self-esteem than the other person, okay? And, you know, it's not always that person's fault if they have low self-esteem, but they need to be willing to break out of their low self-esteem if they have it. And some people are not willing to fight their low self-esteem. Some people are going to stay in their low self-esteem, and they're going to punish you because they have low self-esteem. Okay, so some people that you're with, their low self-esteem is going to be a problem, and it's not really just a problem for them, okay? They're going to make it a problem for you. It's going to be a problem in the relationship, but they're mainly going to punish you because they have low self-esteem, okay? So I'm going to tell you what people with low self-esteem tend to do in relationships, okay? Here's one thing they tend to do. They tend to not want to validate you, okay? They tend not to want to give you credit for things that you do in the relationship. They tend to not want to tell you nice things, okay? They tend to not want to compliment you, okay? If they feel badly about themselves, they tend to not want to give you credit for the good things you do in the relationship. They tend to not want to give you compliments, okay? They tend to not want to give you credit for the good things you do in the relationship. They tend to not want to give credit where credit is due. If you're doing something nice in the relationship, they don't want to acknowledge it, okay? They tend to not want to tell you that you look nice, all right? They tend to just not want to give you props for anything, okay? Here's another thing. They are paranoid that you are cheating on them. All right, so here's the thing. They figure that you should be cheating on them because they think they're a piece of garbage, okay? They have low self-esteem. They figure you should be cheating on them. They're thinking, I don't have enough to offer this person, so they should be cheating on me. So they're figuring that you are cheating on them, because they're thinking, if I was that person, I would be cheating on me. So then their mind starts playing tricks on them, and they think that you really are cheating on them. So they start accusing you of cheating on them. But the fact of the matter is that they're probably cheating on you because they feel so bad about themselves that they have to cheat on you because they're vibrating so low that they're seeking out somebody else to fix their ego. Okay, so they're probably cheating on you. So then they're accusing you of cheating on them, and it's really just their own guilty conscience, okay? But even if they're not cheating on you, they're accusing you of cheating on them. Okay, so that's another thing that people with low self-esteem do. All right, another thing people with low self-esteem do, they are very controlling. They want to know where you're at all the time. Okay, they want you to check in with them all the time. All right, where are you? Well, how come you didn't call me back? You know, like if they text you and you don't text them back in 5 minutes, they think you're doing something sneaky or weird, or like, well, why didn't you text me back? What were you doing? Are you mad at me? And they think that you're always mad at them, you know, or something like that. You're like, no, you know, I was, you know, I didn't get the text. I mean, because sometimes your, excuse me, your phone carrier, you know, doesn't give you the text. I mean, that happens, right? But they're always paranoid that something is going on, that you're not being honest with them. That's another thing they think. They think you're lying to them all the time. And, you know, if they think they can't find you in the store, they think you're hiding from them. They're always just constantly suspicious. And here's another thing, people with low self-esteem, they give you a hard time all the time. They constantly nag you. People with low self-esteem are very insecure. So they're constantly nagging you. You're going to do this, right? You're going to do this, right? We're still doing this, right? And they will text you and nag you constantly because they think that you're going to back out of whatever the two of you were going to do that day. Now, I'm talking about, this could be like, you know, maybe you had a date with somebody, or maybe this is just a friend. Somebody will nag you over and over. We're still doing this, right? We're doing this, right? And they will nag you and bug you to the point where you don't want to do that anymore with this person because they're bugging you too much. So they will just nag you to the point where you don't even want to be friends with that person anymore, or you don't want to go out with this person anymore. They're just driving you, you know, crazy, right? And you know, because they're so insecure that you're going to cancel at the last minute. And I know since the pandemic, a lot of people just get to the point where they don't want to do things anymore. I mean, a lot of us are canceling last minute plans with people and just don't want to do things. Okay, well, these people are just have a natural anxieties that people just don't want to do things with them because they're thinking, of course, nobody wants to do things with me. You know, I'm a piece of garbage. Nobody wants to do stuff with me. So, you know, they're insecure. They're insecure people don't want to do things with them. And that's part of them being controlling, okay? And a lot of them have, you know, these personality disorders and all these problems with their personalities. They have a hard time making friends, all right, because they push people away, all right? So, you know, and they have these lifelong problems where they're pushing people away all the time, but they don't see any errors in their behavior, right? And so, but these are people, you know, where they're in a relationship with somebody and they're constantly driving the person that they're with crazy, you know, to where nobody wants to be in a relationship with them. They can't sustain any long-term relationship with anybody. And they push all their friends away, but they also push romantic partners away. Like, nobody wants to put up with their crap. Okay? So, insecure people are constantly saying, you don't like me. You like somebody else. Okay, so, you know, and you've shown no interest in somebody else. Because, you know, you've not given any indication that you like somebody else better, but they're constantly accusing you of liking somebody else. Okay, you've not done anything to make them think that, but they're accusing you. You know, you've accidentally glanced at someone else. You were staring at that person. No, I wasn't. And they're just jealous of nobody for no reason. And they're making you afraid to look at anybody but them, accidentally glance, look away, do, you know, anything, because they're so controlling and they're so jealous and they're so crazy, right? Because they're so insecure, okay? You can't be with somebody like that. I mean, they're, you know, they're absolutely mentally ill because they're so insecure. And I mean, it's completely controlling behavior. You can't be with somebody like that. And it gets to the point where some of these people become abusive. All right, it's to the point where you're developing anxiety just being around this person. Some of these people turn violent. All right, it's not that you're just nervous around them. You think that they're going to just flip out and hit you or something like that. And some of these people do hit you, and some of these people do kill you. Okay, it's not just that they're driving you crazy. It's to the point where some of these people, you know, will, you know, you need to involve the law. Some of these people are just downright dangerous. So you really can't be with an insecure person because they will project things upon you that are not true. So you don't want to put up with it because they're being unfair to you. You don't want to put up with it because they can turn into something very dangerous. All right, and you don't want to put up with it because they're being abusive and they're being too crazy, and they have some kind of chemical imbalance. Whatever happened was something. They got some kind of low self-esteem when they were growing up. They were told for some reason that they were not okay, that they were incomplete, that there was something about them that did not measure up, and this is not your fault. And you may be too good for them. It may be the truth, and for some reason you saw something good in them, and hey, that's your bad. Maybe you should stop going out with them. Okay? If they're going to drive you crazy like that, it's not really worth being with them anymore if they are going to punish you for seeing something good in them and wanting to be with them. I mean, it's time to let go of that relationship. So do not be with an insecure person. They will absolutely punish you for giving them a chance at love. Okay, so that's what I have to say about insecure people. So get away from them. They are absolute poison, and they're a problem. So they need to go get help. All right, there's help out there. All right, and I'm going to tell you something. Everybody is a little bit insecure, and sometimes when you're in a relationship, another person will give you a reason to be insecure. I'm talking about people who are insecure all by themselves and you have not given them any reason. I'm talking about people who are crazy. All right, and who are just giving you a hard time, and you haven't done anything to them. So that's what I'm talking about. All right. Well, I love you all. This has been Queen Juliana, your Dark Mask Diva. And you guys have a beautiful, blessed evening, and I will see you in the next content. Bye-bye.